to Calmsden farm, and today we're going to be harvesting the soybeans. But the first job that I want to do is, well, the first job we're going to do is we have a couple of fertilizing contracts. Crash Cow +1 already. 2. Yeah, we've got a couple of fertilizing contracts that I want to get out of the way. So I am now using a version of Calmsden I have edited using the techniques that were in the video I released earlier this week. So we have contracts available on a few more fields. I was actually thinking I should buy a planter. I seem to have one there already, so it's a good job that I didn't. That exact planter is on sale in the store, and I was thinking that the contract money that we're going to get would be useful to pay for that, and turns out we don't need it. I should have put the box on the front before. So I've worked out that we need about 4,500 to 5,000 litres of fertiliser, which will not fit in the spreader on its own. So we're going to go up to the store, we're going to top up the front box and then get to work. I do not count any of those little bumps as crashes. They add character to our implements. We need to get the combine up to the soybean field later on as well, but I just want to knock these contracts out first, just so we've got the money in the bank, basically. I think it's field, let's just check, field 2 and field 16. Field 16 is the field that we ploughed and then seeded for just that Adam. Field 2 is just up past the main farm. When we get to the store, I'll just take a quick look at what other contracts we have available as well. Now, we should have a lot more grass working contracts, which might be useful in the future. Probably don't have time to do them at the moment, but maybe through October, while we're waiting for the sugar beet to grow, we might hit the grass contracts pretty hard. I've also added in the field leasing mod, and it works, and I understand how it works now. I think before the problem was between the keyboard and the chair rather than with the mod. So yeah, got that working. We actually left the quad bike up at the farm last night. That's a bit awkward, or at the shop. That's a little bit awkward. But yeah, so let's just have a quick look. So yeah, so we've got a baling contract on field 4 now, and field 22. Field 22 I think is a normal one. Field 4 is the field up opposite the main farm, which you don't normally get grass working contracts on. So we need to buy, I think, 3 bags of fertilizer. We've been using the Nitram. Slightly annoying you can't multiply this, but not the end of the world. So we'll get that into the front box and top the fertilizer spread up as well. We might not get all of this in. Depending on how heavy what's left is, we could maybe chuck it on the back of the quad bike. It has got a rack on the back. No, I think actually we're going to be okay. We might get all of this in, or not. I think the spreader on the back is quite full. I'm not sure. No? Oh, we should get all that in. Awesome. There we go. Right. I think field 2 first, just because I've not done anything on field 2. At least not in a while. When we briefly had a multiplayer running on Calmsden, we owned the main farm and we did farm field 2. But that was a while ago, so yeah. We'll set it to max width because this is a pretty big field. And we'll get to work and we'll make some cash, and then we'll get our soybeans harvested, and they're going to go in the silo until we're going to get a good price for them. I'm recording this before Monday's video came out, because Monday's video is processing on YouTube. Yay, YouTube. So I don't know if any of you have answered the question about whether we should stick on hard economy or whether we should go to normal economy. Would still appreciate your thoughts on that one. There is a chance that actually by the time I finish the rest of this, people will have commented, because I'll probably finish recording the rest of this over the rest of the week. That's kind of how it works. If I do these intros, generally the intro is done way before the rest of the video. We may have an answer to that question before I finish recording. And it's nice to come up and do a little bit of work on these fields. Not entirely, there's the entrance to field 2. And I think I've said it a few times, I'm really enjoying getting to play these Let's Play videos a bit more. Although the Calmsden contracts video is quite a cool one, I think. Hopefully people will enjoy that when it comes out. I have literally just recorded that as well. And I hope people find that useful. I quite like the idea of having contracts on more fields. Hopefully they will all work and not break, and hopefully that wasn't the reason that there weren't contracts on them. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. Something I have been using, I think it's a function of VCA, but I'm not sure, is the different cruise control speeds. So if you press the 4 key, and I'm going to check, I don't think that's a base game function. No, I don't think it is. We'll just get on the next run and we'll have another look. I think it's a VCA function, so vehicle control add-on, that gives you multiple cruise control speeds, which I am using to try and help with my crashing, which is probably quite amusing to people given the number of times that I have just crashed. Keep going down. Come on, where's VCA? Yeah, it's a VCA function, swap speed. And it basically gives you 3 cruise controls. So you'll see I have cruise control at 13, 32, 33. So quite often, I think base default they are set to 6, 9, and then the top speed of the vehicle. So sort of field working speeds and then top speed. And they're really useful if you're, if you're like karting for a combine. You can have one set at the combine speed and one set at your road speed. Yeah, I'm just trying that because it's playing on keyboard, and I'm an old, well, I'm not old, but I'm sort of old, and I have a few injuries from going to the gym a lot when I was younger. And one of the problems I have is that if I hold down the W key for a long time, my wrists hurt. So that's why I use cruise control a lot. That is part of why I crash so much. And using the VCA speed swap option is helping with that. So even if you play with a steering wheel and stuff, having multiple cruise controls might be helpful for you. I really like it. So yeah, give it a try. So that is Alt and D, but it's not going to work. So that's using the auto lane change in a vehicle control add-on. So that is Alt D and Alt A to move to either the next right or left hand lane. You need to have space to turn, obviously, and I didn't with that one, but we'll try it up here. You will have seen me use that in quite a few videos recently. And it's particularly useful if you've got your cruise control set at the right speed. It links into headland management mode, but I don't have headland management on this tractor, and lately I've been kind of struggling with using that. I need to go back and watch my own darn tutorial on how to use it, but bit there. So that was Alt and A. I suspect we need to stick the spreader on as we turn, so we get that top corner of the row. There we go. And it's not going to take very long to get this job done, and I think at this point I'll jump into a time lapse. So future me will be with you in a bit to get this job done. So it's not quite as late as I expected after I recorded this. In fact, it is only the next day. So yeah, no comments yet on whether people think that I should leave the game on hard mode or switch to something like normal. So we'll just leave that for today. Don't really have any urgent selling to do anyway. I guess we would have made a bit more from the contract. So I just want to say thank you to, I need to remember his name. Sorry, I was slightly disorganized starting to record this. So thank you to Inoki for pointing out that the issue with the contract I did last time with the subsoiler was due to the Contracts Plus mod, not a Giants problem. In an unrelated switch, I actually changed from the Contracts Plus to Better Contracts. So yeah, that's hopefully gone away. Just want to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. If you're interested in either of those, there's a join button for YouTube below or a link for Patreon. If you join Patreon and you take the second tier or above, there's an exclusive Let's Play on there. Sharing some stuff that I'm doing with modding at the moment on there, and you get some input into the creative side, help with future series and that kind of thing. Into the second field now. Yeah, so as I was saying, I had switched out the Contracts Plus mod anyway, because I wanted to use Better Contracts, and I found if you have more than one of that kind of mod installed, things go a bit wrong. So yeah, that problem should have gone away anyway. What I've noticed in fact, with Contracts Plus, they redefined some of the contract vehicles. That brought in the problem with the subsoiler. With Better Contracts, there's actually a file to do user-defined setups for contracts. So if you're interested in a video on that, let me know, and I will put that out there. I'm kind of excited to have found that, and something I was chatting to Kartek about either in our last multiplayer video or around recording that. So a couple of contracts done, made a bit of cash. We're up to 30 grand, which is kind of nice. And I'm now going to tackle harvesting our soybeans. First job, put a bit of fuel in the case, and then I'm going to use auto drive to send the case over to, I'm going to use the shop marker because I don't have one for the field over there. And then we'll take the combine up, and then the plan is to bring the quad bike back to pick up the header trailer. Yeah, I know that's massively unrealistic, but it's what we've got at the moment. So yeah, you will have seen from the thumbnail that that does change in a bit. And the combine is up here. I'm going to leave the case where it is for now. Jump on the quad and go pick up the header. A little bit of suspension of disbelief here. It works, so that's what we're going to do. As I said, I have added in the field leasing mod. I said I understood how it worked. Turns out I don't, because I was trying to use it on my Furling series, which is the series on Patreon, and I had missed out the fact that you need to make an upfront payment for all the admin and stuff. Yeah, oh well. Thankfully that was while I was testing things rather than while I was actually recording. But yeah, and we are still looking at leasing some fields on here. I don't know which one. Field 10 is tempting, but I'm kind of keen to keep that as a grass field. So, but field 9 is huge. So actually, in the comments below, which fields do you think we should look at leasing? I think I need at least one more arable field, and I'm wondering whether we want another grass field or not. So maybe 9 and 10. I don't know if we can afford that. Yeah. Comment below what you think we should do in terms of leasing fields on here for the future. Let's get these soybeans harvested. So this is purely a cash crop. And even on hard mode, the price is really good. So later on, I set up a sell price trigger alert. And even on hard mode, the good price is £1,200 per 1,000 litres. So we're going to make some cash off of this, which is pretty cool. One of the things that I'm noticing is pretty obvious is the rows that have a tram line in, we take a massive hit on the yield. So we might want to look at, and I actually think I did use the tram lines on one of the fields. what I'm thinking is we need to look at a bigger sprayer and maybe go to 24. I mean, we haven't actually done any spraying, I don't think. Maybe go to a 24 meter sprayer. That'll cut down the tram lines a bit. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. We might want to go for less tram lines. I think this is the first time I've really used Proceed seriously. I used it in FS19 towards the end on my Bergischland series, but I never actually got to the point where I harvested any of the crops that I planted because FS22 happened. And although I sort of kept that series running for a bit, the views just died on it, so I had to move on, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm thinking that, and we're going to precision farming, so we're probably going to want a sprayer. So maybe we look for, we've got a 6 meter seeder, or 6 meter planter and seeder, so maybe we look for a 24 or 30 meter sprayer. That's what I'm thinking. We've got the solid fert spreader, which will do both of those. I think it's got a 32 meter setting, which is close enough for that. So yeah, actually, again, if you've got any recommendations for sprayers that will do if there's a 30 meter sprayer out there that's not insanely expensive, even better if it is precision farming ready, then yes, stick that in the comments below. I do need to go and do some mod shopping. One of the things I have done actually after this episode is trim out a bunch of mods that I had added that I don't think I'm going to be using. I'd put a lot of kind of medium-sized John Deere tractors in, and I've taken most of those out because we've got the case now. And I think probably we're just going to want to keep going up in horsepower and implement size on here because of the big fields. So yeah, but I don't think we need anything smaller, which they all were. Have got a couple of bigger John Deeres installed, and something that I added after this, which you will see probably in springtime, but I might wait for it to see if it crops up in sale, is the crawler tractor that was added to Mod Hub on Monday. It's really cheap, it's really old, it's not very powerful, but I thought it would be awesome for working silage pits because it's tracked, it's got a dozer blade. It's only about 75 horsepower. It's got a 3-point on the back, so we might be able to get the Weber compactor on the back. Yeah, I'm excited about that tractor. It looks really nice. I haven't brought it in game yet, but the screenshots look really good. So, and I think it's like $7,000. So it'll be a fun thing to play with, I think. I was only saying in the last video on here how much I like 2-track tractors, and that is a cheap 2-track tractor. So yeah, expect to see that appearing at some point. I don't know how much fieldwork we'll be able to use it for because it is only 75 or 90 horsepower. So you'll see we spot the 2020 is on sale. So, and from the thumbnail you'll have seen we do pick one of those up in a bit. It does mean I actually have one on both of my Let's Plays at the moment. It's a really good pickup, and that's too good a price not to take. I don't use it much on Greenland, so I might actually trade it up on Greenlands to the 3500. Is it the big pickup? I don't know. Maybe we could sell it and swap it to a Landy on Greenlands, because you know every British farmer has to have a Land Rover. Or we could do an Ollie Blogs and buy a Toyota Yaris rally car. That is a cool looking car actually. If you don't watch Ollie Blogs videos, he's just traded in his Discovery for a limited edition Toyota Yaris, which is basically a World Rally Championship spec road car, because it's one of the limited number they have to build base their rally cars on them. It looks awesome. It looks so much fun. It appeals to the inner younger Essex lad that's in me, who used to love looking at Cosworths and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe we only read on there, and actually the only thing we're using it for on Greenlands is the auto load trailer for the pallets mostly. So what I'm thinking is maybe we upgrade that to a lorry trailer and use the lorry, and we could sell the pickup. Something to ponder on there. Yes, it's really good. You know, we've just got sugar beet harvest on here. I keep saying it, but as soon as we've done that sugar beet harvest, we are moving to version 1.2 of Calmsden, sticking precision farming in. I really like precision farming, so we're going to be using that. Thinking about upgrades on the farm now. So spoken about only wanting bigger tractors. I think for next year I'm probably comfortable, and the target is probably the combine. I think maybe we'll keep our eye, particularly if we're going to get another arable field, and the fact that I've updated the map so we get more contracts. Maybe we'll keep our eye in the sales for a bigger combine, maybe something with a 9-meter header instead of a 6-meter header. Yeah, kind of what I'm thinking. So yeah, just looking at the best price and setting an alert in the sell price trigger so we don't miss out on that, and so I don't have to remember. Looks like it's going to be sort of spring, summertime before we can sell those. Soybeans are a late crop to sell. Pretty much done with the harvest here. What I'd missed is, in fact, our trailer is at max weight because I do play with the trailer fill weight limit on. So although there is space in the trailer, it is in fact full at 17,800 litres. But we've got a pretty good harvest off of here. I think it's about 20,000 litres of soybeans. So yeah, that's going to be a decent payout on hard mode. You know, it's 20 grand. It's not amazing, but we're playing on hard mode, so it's reasonable. So I am really tempted to switch to normal economy on here. Yeah, I'm going to make that decision before I make the next video, I think. So by the time you see this video, I may have made that decision. But let's get this in the silo and then get back over to the field to get the rest of the soybeans. Because the combine is going to go straight back up to the BG8 because we're done with it now. And we have no space to store it at the yard. Just checking on the grass in the cow pasture, that is ready to mow. So I think I'm going to wait till October to mow that. So we might end up, I think next video, I'm going to plough in the cornfield so that when we do move, we don't have to worry about any not doing ploughing that we should do, just through luck in the map update. Yeah, last of the beans. That was only 1,000 litres, so we got about 18,000, 19,000 litres. I'm going to stick this on auto drive to get it back down to the farm so that we can sort out the pickup truck and getting the combine moved. So I was literally just saying how useful this little quad bike is, but I think we're going to sell it off and get ourselves a pickup. It will be much more useful for the things that we use this for. So let's sell that. Nearly 4 grand, which is not bad considering the pickup is only going to cost us about 12 grand. Pretty happy with that, to be honest. Just playing with some of the options. I actually don't really go for any of them. I keep it quite stock. I think it looks really good stock. I am going to go for the New Age Red though. I do like that. Paint's obviously a bit battered because it's used. We're just going to get the trail boss back in standard config. Again, it will do us quite nicely. And our disturred number plate. I know I have a lot of vehicles to have the same number plate. Need to fix the pickup. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good addition to the farm. It'll be useful over at the greenhouses. We can actually put the low loader on the back of this. I'm looking at upgrading the bale trailer actually. To something that has ramps on it, probably from the Roland or the Pongi. I have no idea how you say that pack. Because it would be useful to have a bale trailer like that actually had ramps on it. I'm not doing much manual bale loading now because we tend to be making a lot of bale, so we're using the Anderson bale stacker. So yeah, I think a trailer like a trailer with ramps would be useful for just moving kit around. But that's the combine off on auto drive up to the BG8. We're going to see if we can get ahead of it in the pickup. Hopefully, depending on which way the combine goes at the farm, we'll go the other way. Try and get ahead of it, get the header put away, and then meet the combine. Yeah, want a field round here somewhere. Field 3 comes with the yard, so we don't really want that yet. I don't really want to grow into that farm yet, I don't think. Leasing that would seem... wouldn't I don't think I'd be happy leasing the whole farm. So maybe a couple of these little grass fields here, and then an arable field. So let me know which fields you think we should be looking at getting. Yeah, this was a fun video. I enjoyed this one. Hoping that we keep getting more contracts cropping up now so we can keep bringing some cash in and paying down that loan. We're down to about 300 grand from nearly 400 a couple of episodes ago. And here comes the combine. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button. Leave me a comment below on some of those questions. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you next time on Calmsden Farm.